Good evening, and welcome to the Bottom Line, Monday's edition of the Bottom Line, October the 10th. And of course, I'm not Nicole. They say, no, I'm Elder Ty, God's ambassador to the streets. And Nicole's not in tonight. The ladies are not in tonight, but if they show up, don't tell them that we were talking about them just like that. But they're looking good as whatever they're doing, so we're going to try to carry the ship. State Rep Potter is here. Shaquem is here. Yours truly is here, and I believe Ed is on the way. This is news from around this county, Newcastle County. This is news around this city, Wilmington, Delaware. This is news you can use, and we trust that you all will bless somebody as we try to bless you. Listen, don't forget, Nicole would jump all over me if I don't remind you that this is Cancer Support Month, and we should be wearing our pink ribbons. Ooh, I'm in trouble already. This is Cancer Support. Don't forget to love somebody, to show love, and to support those who are supporting those who are cancer survivors, also those who are suffering from cancer. Incidentally, a lot going on in and around this state. Oh, Lord. Denise here, she caught me. She caught me. Good God Almighty. Look, let's get into the news. Congratulations to all those who participated to the Brother Walk, which was a 5-mile run walk held, Brandywine Park, for families who've had victims, folks who have gotten shot or killed by gun violence, and that was held on Saturday. And thank all of those who put it together. It was wonderful. And yours truly did walk. Pastor Beeman did the opening prayer. A lot of folks, we even had some aerobics going on out there, so it was wonderful. Hoey, God bless you. Thank your family. And we're looking forward to next year, the Brother Walk held annually at the Brandywine. Now, having said that, according to an article in the News Journal Friday, the family of Kiki Anderson, who was shot down while walking on 20th Street home. She was on her way home. They're still awaiting justice for her senseless murder. Miss Anderson's family just wants justice. You remember, Kiki was only 18. Kiki was only 18. Now, incidentally, she's the 18th person to die this year by gun violence. The community would also like to thank the Attorney General, Matt Dinn, and others for finally going after and shutting down what we call nuisance properties. If you remember, some time ago, Churches Take a Corner, years and years ago, used to go out on the corners, pray for folks, and we would identify nuisance properties. We then told who's gone now, Attorney General Bo Biden and a lot of law enforcement officers, that we needed a tool to deal with these abandoned houses. They're hiding drugs, they're hiding guns, they're selling, they're prostituting, and sometimes the community folks just need a little help. Well, Matt Dinn and those folks, back then, Bo Biden did come up with a statute and a way to put teeth into taking these homes, and Matt Dinn has went back and revisited that particular statute, and they're using it now. That particular legislation was sponsored by Senator Blevins, State Rep Helene Keeley, State Rep J.J. Johnson, and our own State Rep Charles Potter. Congratulations for seeking out tools to help us to continue to clean up our communities, eventually our streets, eventually this city and this county, this state. Every tool is important. Support is still pouring in for the families of Christopher Leach and Lieutenant Jerry Fix. Now, believe this, they were the fire officers who were killed in that blaze and that fire, that horrible fire, and it was awesome. Thousands and thousands of folks attended the funeral services. But what touched my heart? That touched my heart, how people understand what it means to lay your life down for someone else. But the folks, the little children Listen to this. Young people over at Lutheran Hilltop Community Center showed up at the fire department, the firehouse, and they presented handmade cards. Woo-hoo-hoo! Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? You better know that's right. They showed up just to say that all of us are not on drugs, all of us are not paying attention. We're paying attention, and we certainly understand what the Bible says, right? What a way to say you love somebody. And what does it say in the book? There is no greater love than to give your life for the life of another. Now, if there's anything to be learned locally by national efforts, maybe we should look at Chicago, right? Where they've experienced a record number of shootings and homicides. It was the latest Peace March that caught my attention, where Jeffrey Muhammad, who is the co-chair of the local organizing committee, Justice or Else, have said one thing. It's all right for the Attorney General, it's all right for folks to get money, but they gotta make sure that the money gets to the community folks and agencies that have proven track records. Listen to me. They're saying that what you must do is the ministry part. That means you must have the caring, you must have the love. And then once you have the love and you have the people who's been doing it for years, they may need to tweak what they're doing a little bit. Get some resources to them, mentor them, and then monitor what they're doing. They said that's what worked for them. They not only tracked what these organizations were doing, they got the money, tracked where the money was going, they tracked what the police were doing, and they, at the same time, they had folks on the street who were talking to the gangbangers. Learn from Chicago. We hear a lot of negative stuff about Chicago, but that's something very positive coming out of Chicago. Speaking of tools, there's a new app, and this app is called Shot Spot. Go to your app store, get Shot Spot, and what that does, it will tell you the latest shootings, the latest homicides within 2 miles, and it's free. I like that. F-R-E-E, free. Go get Shot Spot, all right? And pull it down. You'll know what's happening. According to the University of Delaware, the poll, Delawareans are unhappy with top leadership. We got to do something about that. Delawareans unhappy with top leadership, according to the Center for Political Communication. After polling about 900 voters, it was this is how the conclusion they reached. Finally, a total of $2 million split among 18 nonprofit organizations to run reentry programs. That's also coming from the Office of the Attorney General. And let's just ensure that these are not the same nonprofit organizations getting all of our money. You're getting ready for the big shift over at Tabernacle Full Gospel Baptist. And the big shift is the Bishop, Aretha Morton, is about to step aside. You know, we reported it last week. We're reporting it now. She's stepping aside. She's bringing in, look, the Bishop Paul S. Morton is not her cousin. I know a lot of people think that's her cousin. That's not her cousin. That's her father in the ministry. But her son is the Reverend Dr. Donald Morton, and he'll be taken to the helm. That's it. From yours truly, God's ambassador to the streets, the Elder Ty, and the state rep is in that hot seat. So I'm going over to studio. Let me see. A, B, Studio C, take it away, state rep.
Well, here we are, and hi to everybody. Hi to Nicole, and well, Denise's made it in. Abundance not here, but we got the whole crew here. Tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about politics, but before that, we got to pay some bills. So what I want Ivan to do in the production room is to put up the Charles Potter Jr. logo. Then we're going to talk about our real estate company. Then we're going to talk politics. We got a hot show for you tonight. What you see up there now is the Charles Potter Jr. Agency. You know, I've been in the insurance business for about 35 years. Very successful. We have over 35 different companies that support the Charles Potter Jr. Agency. We sell auto, home, business, life. Let me talk about life insurance for a minute, and you can leave it there. We got A lot of people in our community are not buying life insurance. It's very inexpensive. We have whole life, we have term, we have universal life, we have mortgage protection. It only costs an average about $30 a month to get you a good life policy if you're under 50 years old. 50 years and older, we can customize a life policy for you. I don't understand why people will spend money on everything else except to be prepared when that time comes for burial. You must buy life insurance. You know, many times people come to us as a business, say, well, you know, somebody in my family's passed. Can you donate? Can you donate? People are always asking people to donate. You must take this responsibility upon yourself. We also have auto insurance with Progressive, Nationwide, Travelers, Dairyland. We have a lot of insurance companies. We can insure you the same day, whether you got good credit, bad credit, accidents, violations. It doesn't matter. We have a place for you. We have 2 locations. One is at 5506 Kirkwood Highway. You see the phone number, 995-5451. We also have the location at 2605 North Broome Street, and that number is 652-2400. We have notary service. We have faxing. One stop, you can do it all. Now we're going to transition into the new company we recently opened, which is the Charles Potter III, which is my son. That's the Potter Realtors. We buy, we sell, we help if you wanted to rent property. We can get you ready to go. We also help people who want to do mortgage modifications. One stop, you can get your auto insurance, you can get you can buy a policy. You can buy a home, sell a home. We can help you if you need to rent, property management, if you need to do notary service, faxing. So you come to the Charles Potter, the Potter Group, you can do it all. Now, it says we will help you through the entire process, from credit repair to mortgage, pre-approvals, purchasing with little or no money down. You can go to potterrealestate.com for more information, or you can simply call 302-995-2115 at the 5506 Kirkwood Highway location. And guess what? In another 2 to 3 months, we will be opening up a mortgage company. So we're just expanding our financial services. Now I want to go into the November 8th election, which is coming up. And of course, we have people running from up and down the state, all the tickets. We had the presidential race. And you, of course, I'm telling you, vote the Democratic ticket all the way down. I'm a big supporter of Hillary Clinton. And I want Ivan to play a couple of clips. If anybody saw that debate the other night, I think Donald Trump is losing it. He's going a little crazy here. I mean, but you got to get out and vote. You can't take anything for credit. Let's run a couple clips and tell me what you think about how he was stalking her the other night. Ivan, let's do it. Can we turn it up in here? I want to hear this.
Ambassador Stevens.
The question is that the
600
discipline of a good leader?
Six said a lot of things.
I
mean, I think we should
We
be
can,
allowed
no,
to maybe
Mr. Trump, we're going to
dispute
go
it,
on. This
because
is
she has
about
been
the
a
audience.
disaster as a senator.
Mr. Trump,
A
we're
disaster.
going to move on. Oh, please
You,
go
you didn't delete him?
Allow
You
her to
didn't delete
respond,
him?
please.
Personally, what do you think
And
will
she
happen if Aleppo falls?
I think Aleppo is a disaster, humanitarian-wise.
What do you think will happen if it falls?
How stupid is our country?
There are sometimes reasons the military does that. Psychological
I can't
warfare.
think of any. I can't think of any.
It
and I'm
might
pretty
be
good
to
at it.
help
We
get
have General
civilians
Flynn
out.
getting a subpoena from the United States Congress.
We have to move on.
You
Secretary
did that-
Clinton, you
wait
can
a minute,
respond, and then
one
we got to
second.
move on.
We
If
want
you
to
did
give
that
the
in
audience
private sector,
a
you'd be
chance
put
here.
in jail, let alone after getting a subpoena from the United States
Secretary
Congress.
Clinton, you can respond, then we have to move on to an audience question.
Where the
Mr.
primary
Trump,
part of our
Mr. Trump,
campaign.
I want to get...
Let me follow on
I
this.
just wanted just one thing.
Let
First of all, Hillary,
me-
everything's broken about it. Everything. The 15,000.
Please allow her to respond. Brought up the emails.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. And it hasn't been finished at all.
Ken Karpowitz has a question.
It's nice to 1 on 3. I think it's such a great question. Where we're giving back $150 billion to a terrorist state.
The question from Patrice was about, are you both modeling positive and appropriate behaviors for today's youth?
We're going to have borders in our country, which we don't have now. People are pouring into our country.
Are you saying that what you said on that bus 11 years ago, that you did not actually kiss women without consent or grope women without consent?
She's made bad judgments on Libya, on Syria, on Iraq.
Can you say how many years you have avoided paying personal federal income taxes?
The Iran deal with $150 billion, with the $1.7 billion in cash, which is enough cash to fill up this room.
Let me repeat the question. If you were president, what would you do about Syria and the humanitarian crisis in Aleppo?
I will have, in my race, more than $100 million put in of my money, meaning I'm not taking all of this big money from all of these different corporations like she's doing.
What would you prioritize as the most important aspect of selecting a Supreme Court justice?
Well, you know, that's very interesting. They also have a shot when Trump was stalking Hillary. And I got to admit, Madam President to be Hillary Clinton, she's a very tough woman. You know, Trump tried to set the stage by coming out early with some of Clinton's past, where he did a press conference with 4 women of President Clinton's past. But President Bill Clinton is not running for office. So it doesn't matter if you try to compare what he did with what Trump did on that bus, and talking about clearly that he can basically do whatever he wants to women. Then Hillary comes into the set for the town hall meeting, and he has the 4 women sitting up front. But this lady has so much character and stamina. She just came out there like a true trooper. She handled her business. She gave facts to all the questions, where he was very elusive. He was stalking. He was mad. And then you got at least 20 or more senators and House representatives who have dropped away from Trump. So, you know, this is still a very important race. We can't take anything for granted. We need to win the president's race. We need to take the House and Senate back. I'm going to be talking to you more about elections. I have a young lady who's going to be interviewed by me tonight. She's running for Senate in the 5th Senatorial District. Her name is Denise Bowers. So don't leave. We'll be back with her shortly. But right now, we're going to throw it right over to Shaquem and Deneen to see what they're talking about.
Hello and good evening. So I have my partner in crime back with me at the round table, and we're excited. So it's so fitting that Mr. Potter just finished talking about the presidential debate, because Shaquem and I have been sitting over here kind of chatting about the debate the other evening. And so what are your thoughts on the second presidential debate? I mean, the first one was a little bit of a circus. The second one, Trump was a little bit more calm, and we could actually hear. No, I'm just asking questions here. What are your views on?
His body language was off. His demeanor, everything he has to say is just not relevant to the questions.
And how he was constantly deflecting and not answering questions directly. I mean,
I felt like it was almost he was performing martial arts. Like, at the question being thrown at him, he had been back. Like, he would just miss the question and not even answer the question. Beat around the whole bush and don't even go for none of the apple seeds. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so they raised some pretty concerning issues. One was the recording, the locker room talk, right, that was going on, where he was talking about how he would fondle and grope women just based on his status, right? The fact that he was famous and that he has money, that he would do these things to women. And he was pretty much bragging about it. It's all recorded. Yeah. So when they brought that up, then he deflected again and started talking about something that was unrelated. But what kind of message, how do you think that the women are receiving Trump in America right now? I mean, he has a good amount of supporters. He didn't make this far for nothing. How do you think that's going to affect his campaign?
One thing that they didn't have before was that this blasted all over social media. They never had the video blasted. Now, I think it shows in the polls, because he only got 30 I believe it was 33% of the vote, and then Hillary got 57, and that was a remaining 10. So the thing is, it used to be a close race where Hillary and Trump were neck and neck. Now we see that Hillary is getting the majority of the vote.
Right.
And the reason why is because Trump is giving away his voters. Trump is causing people to have second thoughts and second guesses about him. And I'm pretty much happy that he's doing that.
Right. So how are you feeling right about Hillary? I can't talk right now about Hillary and her campaign. I mean, how did she do in a debate to you?
For real, I think America needs to be single for a moment. After you have somebody like the Obamas, you just really need to take a step back, really think about some things, because you can't just hop after a divorce. You can't just hop back into another relationship, especially if the...
So America needs to be single for a couple years so we get ourselves together.
It just makes sense, because, we've progressed so far positively. For us to be now, we're almost like we're picking the less of the two devils, but it's just like, we have one opponent who does have a better hand, a better card dealt. Better cards are being dealt with that hand. However, you got Trump on the other hand. I mean, it's like he's just like, you know what, forget this hand. I don't even want to play the game.
Right. So some really interesting questions were raised from the audience. So they talked about Islamophobia. Have you ever heard that term before?
Muslims, yeah.
Wow. So when I heard that term, I was totally floored, because I had never heard that. How do you judge an entire religion? It just baffles me on how you can say because you practice Islam, then automatically I'm going to categorize you as a radical Islamic terrorist.
Well, when you're Donald Trump, you could do anything.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And so, hopefully you guys are paying attention. I know I've seen tons of comments on social media about the debate and how it was a circus and live entertainment, right? Reality TV,
Yes.
I think a couple people commented.
Yes.
But it's definitely good for you to at least tune in so that you can be informed, so that you know what's going on. It's nothing like being ignorant to the whole situation and then you don't know why you're making the decisions that you are. Educate yourself, pay attention, stay plugged in. I know it's pretty, overwhelming. It's a lot to take in when they do those debates, but it's definitely worth it, right?
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, one of these people are going to be our president for the next 4 years at least. So it will behoove you to pay attention.
It will.
So let's go ahead and move on. I mean, we can go on and on about the debate, but who wants to do that?
Yes, we can. So there's a specific reason why I'm dressed like this. So I was told by the guys.
Just like what?
Just like this. I'm more casual. Did you not notice?
Well, we match, because I'm casual. I got on my denim.
We casual today. I was told a couple of weeks ago that I have an old soul, and also that I need to be more youthful and bringing the youth outside to the show, to the bottom line.
Nice.
So Pastor Ty, I'm bringing the youth side. I'm bringing the youth side to the bottom line. Look, I got some Adidas and some Timbs on right now, and it feels so good. I'm telling you, whew, them suits, I tell you.
Right.
But this gets me into the next part of the show,
So yeah, this is what I'm excited to talk about. So go ahead and tell the people what you got going on, because this is pretty exciting.
Pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So October 22nd at Artscape, which is located at 205 North Market Street in Wilmington, Delaware, there will be a One Night to Live open mic night. You don't want to miss it. The lineup has been released. I just want to let you guys know, we have some dope artists that's coming through. Dope means really good for the people that don't know what that means.
People don't know what dope means?
People don't know what dope means.
Oh.
But anyway, on Saturday, October 22nd, 2016, starting at 6 p.m., we have James INX Music Church. He's a musician and spoken word artist. We have Jasmine Miss Jazz Hawkins. She's also a spoken word artist out of Philadelphia. We have Whitney Connie, which is a live painter, as well as Shantae Young, which is also a live painter. We have the one and only Lonnie Webb. He's going to be he's the comedian that's doing his 30-minute set. He's performed on so many various stages. He's an awesome comedian. And then we have Brandon Vincent Jackson, who is also the host and also a comedian as well.
Awesome.
And one thing that
Where are these guys coming from?
Some of them are coming from the local Delaware area. However, we do have a couple of people that are coming out of Philadelphia and Jersey.
Awesome.
We also invited a couple of people from Baltimore. They had open mic session going on down there. I passed them some flyers. We connected, networked, and a couple of them will be traveling up here to perform. It's still an open mic, so people can sign up once they purchase their ticket and come to the door. You can still sign up.
Okay.
I'll be waiting for you at that stage too. But also the featured music group is LCL, which is made up of Jaron, Denzel, and Larry Legend. As also part of the group is DJ Facts Only, which is our DJ for the night. So It's going to be an awesome event. The tickets are only $20 for general admission, and the VIP tables are $100 a piece. That includes you and 3 guests.
Cash bar?
No.
It's open bar?
It's open.
What?
For VIP, it is open bar. For VIP only, it is an open bar.
But for the folks that pay $20?
But for the folks that pay $20, you get a free drink.
Oh, nice. But they can buy the rest?
No.
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 Oh, wow.
No.
Okay, so that's on the 22nd. Well, I'm going to be in the building. That's what I do know.
I'm
From
ready.
6 to 10 p.m., 21 and older.
Yes.
It's a grown folks affair at Artscape.
Yes,
You know, I've never been
Artscape.
here.
You never been there?
No. I've never been there, so I'm excited.
The venue is amazing. Like, at first it used to be the old Film Brothers, but now it's
Oh, yes. I've been in there before. I've done vending in there before. When I
Yes.
had my cosmetic company, then we used to set up in there all the time.
Yep. So I have 10 vendors.
Awesome.
And that's the reason why the show doesn't start until 6:30, because I'm giving people enough time to show up on time. Usually when you tell us that things start at a certain time, we straggle in a little later. So I'm giving us enough time to make it to the event, because the show's going to start at 6:30. Give you enough time to mix and mingle, get your drink or whatever, meet some of the vendors, purchase some items.
Nice.
And then we're also having an intermission in the middle, which is when the live painters are actually going to be setting up and doing their live demonstration during the intermission.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm definitely going to be in the building. I got a little something with my young folks at the PAL, but right
Yes.
after that,
I'm waiting.
heading over to Artscape, 6 to 10 p.m., October 22nd at
Yes.
the Artscape. I'm looking forward to this.
And one thing that I can say also, now that I can officially mention, one thing that me and Brandon Jackson have in common is that now I am the cohort class of the 2017 Public Allies.
Oh, really?
So I'm officially in the Public Ally.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I've been placed with Accelerate Delaware, which used to be Delaware Has Talent, which pretty much we're trying to implement new ways of keeping the millennials in the city.
Right.
Through mixers, networking, events, and that would be my area of focus. So I mean, what's better, to start off with doing my own open mic night.
This is what's going to launch everything that's coming out of you, all the greatness that's getting ready to come out of you and keep this city alive for the young folk.
Yep.
So definitely looking forward to this. Make sure you guys get your tickets in advance. Don't be last minute. Okay? Get your tickets. Tell them how to get the tickets.
Okay, you can get the tickets either, you can get the tickets online at love.ticketleap.com/night-to-live, or you can email me at mrs_ent@yahoo.com, or you can give me a call at the number at the bottom of the card, or you can look me up on Facebook, Instagram. Just let me know you want a ticket. I can definitely make sure that we meet up and arrange the ticket. So
definitely. So get your tickets, but we're going to go ahead and close this out. We've talked about some heavy stuff from the presidential debate to this 22nd hot event at Artscape. So we're going to pass it over to Studio C for sports.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the sports segment of this show. Before I get to the Eagles and the NFL, I want to start off by saying a few things about other sporting venues. I want to start off with the WNBA Finals. Atlanta Beard hit a jumper from the baseline just before time expired to lift the Los Angeles Sparks to a 78-76 victory over the Minnesota Lynx in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. With the defense collapsing on Candace Parker and Nika Alwamake in the paint, Beard was all alone in the corner, and she took the pass from Chelsea Gray and knocked down the jumper with a hand in her face. Chrissy Tolliver scored 19 points to lead Los Angeles, and Parker had 14 points and 9 rebounds in her finals debate. And I was wondering why I didn't see Parker in the Olympics, on the Olympic squad. But I finally realized what had happened to her. She had got bumped out because there were so many good players on that team, and she just did not make it. Sylvia Fowles had 18 points and 13 rebounds, and Lindsay Whalen had 18 points for top-seeded Minnesota. Maya Moore scored all 18 of her points in the second half to move into first place on the WNBA careers final scoring list. In past years, these two teams would have never been able to meet in the finals because they're both in the Western Conference, but the league changed their format this year. They went with teams based on their record, not geography. This resulted in the first year. This resulted in the top two teams throughout the season meeting for a highly anticipated star-studded showdown. Good luck to both teams. It's the best of 5 with the Los Angeles Sparks winning the game number 1. We'll see how that goes. Moving on to golf. Tiger Woods was to return to golf, the golf tour this week at the Safeway Open. And he just withdrew from that tournament. And he also withdrew from the next tournament saying that his game is not ready. And he's been gone. He hasn't played a tournament since last August, and I don't know when Tiger's going to be back, but I hope he gets back and plays well because we sure do miss him in the sport. In other golf news, Brent Snedeker ran away with the windswept Fiji International on Sunday, closing with a 4-under 68 for a 9-stroke victory. This was coming off the United States Ryder Cup victory in Minnesota. Snedeker had 5 birdies and a bogey to finish at 16 under par, 272. Moving on to baseball, the Baltimore Orioles lost their win or go home game against Toronto Blue Jays, and we'll see Baltimore next year. They started off the season so fast with 9 straight victories, and they just faded down the stretch, I guess. So we'll have to wait till next year to see Baltimore. Toronto Blue Jays swept past the Texas Rangers yesterday by winning their series 3-0. Kind of surprised because Texas had the best record over here in the Western Conference. Cleveland leads Boston 2-0 with the Game 3 and 2-0 in Game 3, which is going on right now as we speak. And Toronto will meet the winner of that series to see who's going to go on to the World Series. Both these series are Game 5 or the best of 5. The winners will meet for the World Series. In the NL, Chicago Cubs lead the Giants 2-0 with Game 3 set for tonight at 9:38 p.m. All series are 3 games. The best of 5 have to win 3 games to move on. The Mets, who were in the World Series last year, lost their winner-go-home game against the Giants, and I thought the Mets were going to go further, but they just didn't. The Nats and Dodgers are tied at 1 game apiece. Those 4 clubs will meet. The winners of each will meet for that to see who goes on to the World Series in the best of 7. Okay, NFL. Tom Brady's return. They had 400 yards and 4 TDs against hapless Cleveland. So I didn't see that coming, but I thought that he would have a good day. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but Cleveland is not a very good team, and they have just not good at this time. The Philadelphia Eagles lost their first game of the season yesterday. And I think it was a lot of mistakes because I think they was kind of rusty from the bye. Philadelphia is a good team, but I was most impressed by 3 teams yesterday. One was the play of the Dallas Cowboys, my squad. They just overran Cincinnati Bengals, who are a good defensive squad. They beat them, and Cincinnati is a very good team. My team is on the up and up. The other team that I thought was very impressive was the Atlanta Falcons, who was very hot right now. They're scoring a lot of points at will. They went into Denver and beat Denver at Mile High Stadium, and Denver has a great defense. And I just didn't know what was going to happen with that, but they are very, very good. But you remember last year, Atlanta started off 6-0. They faded down the stretch. We'll see what happens with that. The most impressive team of all, I said it last week, they have to be most impressive this week again. They're the only undefeated team left in the NFL. That is the Minnesota Vikings. Charles' Minnesota Vikings. They are on a tremendous roll. They are playing some serious defense. And I think that they are the best team in NFL right now. The way they playing, it's going to be very, very hard to beat them. And the quarterback who came over from the Philadelphia Eagles, Sam Bradford, I told Charles when this first started that I thought he was a perfect fit for them. He is very good. The Minnesota Vikings defense is very good. They're going to be a hard out to sell. We're going to see what happens coming down the stretch. But there are a lot of 4-1 teams right now, and one 5-0 team, one undefeated team, Minnesota Vikings. We'll see what happens coming down the stretch. We're finished with 1-4 for the season. There's a game going on tonight between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both of them are 1-3. Both are woeful. I don't know what's going to happen with that. They're just not very good. Another team that I want to mention is the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know what happened to them, but they just don't look good at all. We'll see what happens with them coming down the stretch, but I just don't think that they're going to have it anymore. It looks like to me that they're getting older. In closing, I want to go to the college football. College football has not changed much in the last week, with the top 5 teams seem to be running away with this. Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Michigan, all doing their same thing. The biggest upset this week in college football, Navy defeats number 6 Houston. That was a shocker. I'm telling you, they beat them 46-40. I watched most of that game. That was a very good game, and I didn't think Navy could do something unranked to beat the number 6 team in the country. That should have a good mention, and they are getting it right now. Okay, we're going to throw it back over to Studio A with Charles and company. Take it away.
Well, you know, you can throw it right over here. Minnesota Vikings all the way, only undefeated team in the NFL. You know, I sent something out to all my Eagles fans. I said, we did it again. Vikings, to all my Eagle fans, take the time you need to mourn. Take the time you need to mourn. I understand the Vikings continue to win. I have room for all of you on the wagon. Come join the bandwagon. We're going to the bowl. And the bowl that the Eagles are going to, what bowl are the Eagles going to, Ed? The toilet bowl? Toilet bowl. Oh, okay. You know, we got to have friends that are.
Now, play the whole tape.
Hey, look, Nicole couldn't come tonight because she's feeling so bad about the Eagles. Her and Steve are home crying. Denise's over there with her head down. Chantel got her head down. Ed, look at you. You're an Eagle fan, too. All the Eagle fans. I like the Eagles. You know what? You did. What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
Do not forget the tidy bowl man.
Okay. That's right. Now, I got to make an announcement before we go to our guest. This Saturday, all you dynamiters, October the 15th, there's going to be a breakfast for the alumni. It's for everybody, but the alumni is sponsoring it. It's going to be at the Powell Center at 8:30. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for the children. It's going to be a great event. So come on out, whether you're from Howard, Wilmington High, Dealer Ward. We take everybody in.
We're going to allow the Wildcats to come in.
We're going to
allow everybody else to come in. What time we starting again?
8:30. 8:30.
8:30. Last
12:30.
We had some awesome
Yes, we did. It was good. The food was great.
It was just awesome, and congratulations to the folks who are working to put that together. We're going to have an awesome time.
Yeah, you know, you can get tickets at my office at 2605 North Broome Street. Call Ivy Edwards or call Dave.
I didn't know that.
What's Dave's?
I don't know Dave.
Coker.
Dave Coker.
Coker, you know.
Yeah, with
Dave,
the band.
come on,
Big
with the
Dave.
band, yes.
Yeah, with the producer, producer extraordinaire.
So we're going to transition real quick. As you can see, we got a lovely lady between one thorn and a handsome guy. That's my man.
Y'all pray for him. You're not unsaved.
He got me going. Look,
he's unsaved.
He got me going tonight. Julie is looking. Julie said, "What's going on?" But anyway, how you doing, Denise?
I'm well. How are you,
Good.
Representative Potter?
This is Denise.
Elder
Ty.
Elder Ty.
So don't believe him. Don't believe him. I know. Look, he will never call me Elder Ty. Hey,
I call you Reverend Ty.
Well, a lot of people.
Oh, you want me to call you Elder?
No, you just.
I got to call you agent.
That's who you call.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
This is our guest. This is Denise Bowers. She's running for Senate in the 5th District.
State Senate.
State Senate.
Let's be clear.
That's right. Thank you, sir.
State Senate.
And she's a great candidate. She used to be a former police officer.
I was a
in
police
Wilmington.
officer with the city of Wilmington for 21 years.
21
I retired
years.
in 2007.
So you
was a
can bring some
long time.
toughness down to the Senate, right?
I can bring some toughness. I
Uh-huh.
can bring some crime awareness. I
Mhm.
can bring some intelligence.
Yes.
I can bring all my police friends
Yes.
and everything that they know. There's a lot of talented people
Wonderful.
within that Wilmington Police Department, and they fully support what I'm doing.
Okay.
They're very proud to see that
You mean
one of
to
their
tell
very own
me,
is
Denise, that
running for
you
Senate.
were able to get the Wilmington Police Department, FOP, and those folks to stand beside and behind you. That's big within itself.
I have a lot of friends on the police department. They stand individually, but I see them
Individually. You see them
holistically.
Yes.
But what I'm saying, that's big because nowadays you need a person who understands folks individually and then collectively.
Right.
And that speaks volume as to who you are and your character.
Let's do this. Can we, at the bottom of the screen, I would like to put Denise's website or her number where people, it takes money to run a campaign. She's doing a great job, but she needs money. We want to help her out with some money, so we're going to ask to put her website up. You can donate right online through PayPal,
Yes, you
correct?
can.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about you.
But can we
Okay.
say this first? She's a Democratic
She's a Democrat.
I am the
There you
Democratic
go.
candidate.
And the person who's running against her, who will keep nameless,
That's right.
supports Donald Trump. I'm sorry, Trump. And you know what that means. You know what that means.
Well, let me say one other thing. By voting for Denise, and she wins, she's going to be with the majority party. What that simply means is that she can get things done throughout your neighborhood. She can get things done up and down the state because she's with the majority party that casts the most votes. So Denise, tell us about yourself and what you're going to do once you get in.
Okay, I'm a lifelong Delawarean. I've lived in Delaware since 1966. I grew up in Wilmington.
Yes.
I grew up at 25th and Madison.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends in Wilmington.
Which high school you go to?
Well, I was involved in the busing.
Oh.
So,
we won't hold that against you.
it was a sad thing.
Right.
I went to Burnett Middle School. It's first year that it opened. I was on the red
okay.
floor.
Yes.
I was on the red
Behind the
floor.
gate.
Yeah.
Behind the gate.
She knows Mr. Miller.
Yes, I do.
Right.
I was on the red floor. I did a lot of hanging out at PS.
Okay.
All my friends were
Yes.
at PS when I was
Of
at Burnett. They
course.
were 3 grades above me,
Of
and
course.
I'm still very good friends with all the
Okay.
people that I grew up with. We hung out at 26 in Madison on the corner.
All right.
All of us kids.
Yes.
Had a big reunion at my house about a year ago.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
so many
great.
people came out.
As Senator, what would you like to see the Senate work on, or what's your platform?
Well, what I would like to see the Senate work on is education. I'm very interested in the soft infrastructure of Delaware.
What do you mean by soft
When I say the
infrastructure?
soft infrastructure, well, the hard infrastructure are the buildings and making
Right.
everything look pretty and all that stuff to cause people to want to come to Delaware.
Right.
So when you drive through, people, they don't just say, oh, I think I remember Delaware. I drove
Right.
through there.
Okay.
Right.
We
right.
want them to see Delaware, and we want them to say, wow, that's a nice place.
Okay.
I'm going to stop.
Right.
But when they stop and they become interested, they're going to look at things like education.
Right.
They want to know about our school districts. I don't see any reason why Delaware's schools can't be in the top 5.
Okay.
I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to raise our where we are
Right,
in when all these surveys come out and they show that we're not quite at the top.
You want
I'd like us to be at the top.
Well, you did something
Yeah.
great recently. You got over 100 and some homes gas in your community, which is important, right? Talk
Yes,
about that.
I'm the president of the Northwood Community Association, and I've lived
Good for
in
you.
I've lived in Northwood for 16 years. When I became president, one of the hot topics was getting gas into the community because Northwood does not have gas.
Okay.
And I decided to take it on, and there were a lot of naysayers.
Right.
And when we started, Delmarva said, well, you have to get 19 homes that want to do this.
Okay.
So the neighbor
That's
said,
not easy.
well, the neighbor said, well, good luck with that.
Okay.
A couple people said, I've been trying that for 20 years and I couldn't get it to
Couldn't
happen.
get it done.
I said, if I tell you I'm going to get it done,
Okay.
I'm going to get it done.
All right.
So
When-
Donald not only likes that about Hillary, he likes that about you.
I want her to finish this. Look.
I'm results oriented.
And that's what I want to hear.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Because we got 5 minutes. I want to make sure we get everything you're going to do in
Not
here.
only did we get 19 homes,
Okay.
the entire neighborhood
Wow.
is going to get gas
Because of
in
Denise
2017 because I worked with Delmarva Power. I worked with my neighbors. We had meetings at different households to get
Okay.
more and more people on board. As we got one or two more wanted to be a part of it.
Okay.
And finally, we got so many that we were supposed to get it in April for the 3 blocks we were working on. And I called Delmarva. I said, hey, you told me we were going to get this gas in April. What's going on? They said, well, you did so great. We're going to do the whole neighborhood. We have you scheduled for April of 2017 to do the whole neighborhood to get gas.
But she also...
But that's the kind of work I do. I get it done.
Get it done. But she also works with TASK, which is a wonderful organization.
Tell us about TASK quickly.
Yeah. I'm the statewide director for the Treatment Access Center, which is TASK. It's known, a lot of people in Delaware are familiar with the treatment courts.
Okay.
All of the treatment courts fall under me. We work with people who are on probation and
important.
have problems with mental health and substance abuse.
So, so you can, as opposed to just locking them up, sending them to jail.
We're advocates. We try to keep them out of jail.
So you want to rehabilitate people instead of...
Absolutely. We work with probation and parole, Department of Correction, and our goal is to keep them out of jail and get their lives on board
on track.
And get jobs. And we work with the Criminal Justice Council and people like that who want to see these folks do well.
So your background is, tell us about your educational background.
Well, I have a master's degree in human services.
Okay.
I went to the Wilmington Public Schools.
Okay.
I'm proud to say I went to Harlan Elementary School.
I went to Harlan.
I went to Burnett
Middle
School. I went to Warner Middle School. And then they had an opt-in kind of thing for the busing. And I went to Forward Junior High School.
Okay, that's a good school.
From Forward Junior High School, which is now Forward Manor. It's a nursing home.
All right.
So I went to Forward Junior High. From Forward Junior High, I went to Brandywine High School, and then they had mandatory busing, and I was bused to Dickinson, and that's where I graduated.
And what college did you go to?
I went to Dillard University.
Okay. Well, you know, the other thing I need to say is
and
this.
I got my master's from Lincoln University. I was shout out to Lincoln.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ivan can pull that up, but there are 2 other ladies running for state rep seat. One, and they're not here tonight, Monique Johns. She's running in the 9th district, and we have Lynette Edwards. There's the pictures, and she's running in the 22nd. These 3 ladies are taking a chance. See, that's me right there doing some work in my district. But right here, these young ladies need help, and I haven't seen Elder Ty, Reverend Ty, where the Democratic Party with John Danello are really helping them the way they should. I have asked leadership. I talked to Pro Tem Patty Blevins. She says she's willing to help, and Speaker of the House Peter Swercall. But we need the Democrats up and down the state supporting these ladies financially, telling people to get out to vote for them. We got to get Brian Short working, Deb Hefferman working in that area, and Sean Matthews. All you guys know that we need the Democrat in that area. We need these other young ladies to win in the House so that we control the Senate and the House and get things done in Delaware. What do you think, Ty?
I think that it's real important that we not focus on the individuals that are there and that have been there in so much as we focus on folks who have the heart and the head to get it done. Denise is definitely, in my opinion, one of those individuals who was persistent and who have demonstrated perseverance and who understands people.
Right.
A lot of people running for office don't understand people.
I'm no stranger to the community. When I was on the police department, I was the chief's liaison in community affairs for quite some time.
She's not in it just for some title.
I coordinated the Police Community Advisory Council, and I helped form the Wilmington Business Community Advisory Council.
Wonderful.
And we met monthly, and we worked through problems in the community. If the police had problems with the community, we would come together as a group. We had representatives from each neighborhood.
So, state rep. I think, I know we're running out of time. I didn't
Right.
mean to cut you off.
No, go
Let's
right
put
ahead.
her
I think-
website up
that's what I was
again
getting ready to say. I
so
think
that people can go on there
they can get to your
and
website.
donate, or you can call her at 478. She needs help for phoning. She needs help to put signs up. She needs door knockers.
Right.
She needs all the help you think
Right,
she
right.
can use. So volunteer and help her out.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
What is your
Appreciate
website again? And your
It's Denise Bauer Senate. Yes, DeniseBauerSenate.com.
Okay. Anything else you want to say in closing?
Get out and vote. A lot of you may not live in the 5th District, but you might know somebody that does. Call them up. Tell them Denise Bowers is running for Senate. She lives in the 5th District, Brandywine 100. I live off of Marsh Road. A lot of people out there that I know you folks know. Let them know I need them to put up yard signs. I need them to come out and vote. We need to get a huge representation from the Democratic Party. Democrats can't sit home. They cannot sit home on November 8th. You have got to show up and show out November 8th.
What are some of the other areas? And then we're going to go to Deneen in a second. Is Fairfax in your area?
Fairfax is in my area. Grayling Crest is in my area. Dartmouth Woods is in my area. Webster Farms is in my area. Weldon Park is in my area. Heyman Place is in my area. Carcroft is in my area. I'm near Brandmar Plaza. Up across the Namage Road, all of Namage Road is in my area, down to the 95 split. Concord Pike 202 is in my area.
Okay. Well, we're going to throw it over to Deneen. We're going to wish you the best of luck. We're going to have you back. Go on her website, help her out. And we're going to throw it over to Deneen to close us out.
I appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in for another week of The Bottom Line. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's segment. I know it was full of information, but before we end, just a few things. If you haven't stayed plugged in, very recently the Delaware Criminal Justice Council actually awarded $2 million to 18 different nonprofits to bring training back into the community for convicted felons as a part of a reentry initiative where you can get training to help you get jobs. Another thing, if you're looking for a seasonal job, Christiana Mall is having a job fair tomorrow, Tuesday, October 11th from 3 to 6 p.m. So show up right in front of Urban Outfitters and sign up for a seasonal job if you need that extra cash. And then on behalf of myself and the entire Bottom Line crew, we want to send a heartfelt prayer to the Fields family. Armani Fields, who was shot in her knee on the 800 block of Bennett Street, is in recovery, and we hope, baby girl, that you're doing well and that you have a speedy recovery. We're praying for you. On behalf of myself and the Bottom Line crew, this is The Bottom Line, and we hope to see you again next Monday from 8 to 9 p.m.